Well, we had a ripper of a game before this one. I don't know whether this one will quite live up to that. Finish at the end. Kick after the siren to win it for St Augustine's over Morris Brothers Ashgrove. But this one here, Marymount up against Padua College. Michael Crutch joins us on the cans for the first time on day two. Good morning to you, mate.
Morning, John. It's getting close to one of the great times in Confro week, and that is the afternoon quarterfinals, and this is going to be a really big game to determine what's happening with those quarterfinals. Two teams that have played really well in this competition. We've seen Padua on this field already, playing really well yesterday. And then today, well, yesterday we also saw Marymount College, not on this field, but Marymount did something that no team has done since 2018 yesterday, and they had a draw against Ignatius Park College, shooting for 3 wins in a row at Confraternity Shield. They had won every game at Confro since 2018 till yesterday, a 6-all draw with Marymount, so this should be a very good game.
Let's see how much that takes out of their batteries, Marymount. Considering, here's a show and go, flick pass. Not much grass to work with for Padua, but Webster will go back into the field of play. Last tackle, they're 30 metres out from the try line. Humphreys puts it high in the sky, into the sun. The chasers come through, flies high. The Padua player pops it out the back, and Marymount will jump on it. Wood was the last anyway, would have been a turnover, but they got to a set of 6 kick.
Yeah, we said yesterday morning when we watched Padua play that, really coming up against Ignatius Park yesterday, shooting for 3 wins in a row with a bunch of games under the belt already this year in schools comps up in North Queensland. Padua were really playing their first competitive game of league this season, coming off their rugby union season, as that ball does come forward off Marymount. And we said that these teams can improve really quickly over the carnival, so we'll see how Padua goes in this. We know they've got some high-quality players out here. Mitch Rogers, their number 9 and captain, was in the Confro Merit team last year in Year 11. He's contracted to the Canterbury Bulldogs, so he's a key of this Padua attack. But Marymount, they've been good this year in the Dolphins Cup down there. The Titans Cup on the Gold Coast. They did win the Titans Cup, coached by former State of Origin Blues back Matt Geyer. He's a teacher at Marymount College at Brisbane Catholic Education School, and he loves this time of year.
Who doesn't? Nate Clark with the first carry. So Padua yet to get a win at Confro 2023. I'd like to write that, but up against a solid defensive line here from Marymount. That's a good shot there coming from, I think, from Demro. Now the prop forward in Oliver O'Regan. O'Regan looking to offload. Smart there to hang on to it. Ball out the back, catch and pass, away goes Johnson, and Johnson within 15. Again, a quick play the ball here from Padua. Rolling pass here, Rooney has to pick it up, 10 out, now it's the last here. Padua College put the crick in the in-goal area, it's been tidy up here, it has to get out, but no, it'll be a line drop out. I don't think it gets back into the field of play, so good set of 6 there from Padua.
So here's a scenario in this game, John. So what happened yesterday, we have 2 games yesterday, 1 game today, as this dropout's about to occur from Marymount. Now, at the end of yesterday, Emmaus College Rockhampton led this pool with 4 points from their 2 wins.
Oh,
as that ball takes a killer bounce. Then Ignatius Park, the 2-time defending champions, with that draw, was second on 3 points. We also then had Marymount College third with 1 point on the draw, and Padua yet to get any points despite their 2 good performances. What that means is right now Ignatius Park College is playing Emmaus Rockhampton. If Emmaus Rockhampton wins that and Marymount wins this game by around about 10 or 12, we could have Ignatius Park College out of the running for the Confraternity Shield. So that's happening right now on another field. So we'll keep an eye on those games and see what happens. But Marymount must win to advance to the last 8.
And win well.
And win okay, yeah.
Okay. All right, they have ball in hand here. It's with Cooper Bye. I don't know whether he's related to Marcus.
He certainly is. He's a son of Marcus Bye.
There you go.
There's some good names in this Marymount team. Philip Coates, we've discussed already, brother of Xavier Coates, who also played for Marymount. in 2017 and 2018, and Philip Coates, wearing the number 4 jersey, was in the Confraternity Merit team last year, year 10, which is very rare.
Damro, dummy half, last tackle here for Marymount. Grubber kick into the in goal area, gets a bad bounce, or is it a bad bounce? Is it going to be knock on? There'll be 6 more to go here for Marymount. Oh, we've talked about the speed, and sometimes you just go end over end and nothing will happen. And this one just sat up abruptly, got a couple of dukes to it, and then came off his head. Came off a Marymount player, but the initial knock on was from a Padua player, and that'll force a scrum.
It's one of those ones in the NRL where you might have the captain's challenge thrown in if it was late in the game and the ball was bouncing everywhere, you might see that happen. But chance for Marymount lined out here as well.
Smith, set play, short ball, finds Ryder Abel. Penalty. Might have been an accidentally high shot. Bit of a knock there. Had a couple of... I don't know if you know, Michael Crutcher, whether there was a player who needed some medical assistance from, I think, Assumption College.
Earlier in the day over here, yeah.
Is he all good?
As far as I know, yeah, we haven't had any reports of any serious injuries at the moment. He was on the back of the little cab and was sitting up and was talking, so he looked okay. Looked a bit nasty to start with, but he certainly was in a much better condition not long after, so was taken off for precaution. But you know, there's such great care given here.
Yeah.
Not just the medical care, but the actual, coaches, managers, teachers themselves. They know these boys have got 6 games in 4 days, and these girls, and we've got a sin binning here as well.
So that makes the assignment even more harder for Padua. They've got 6 more to go. Damro looking for a ball carrier. Looks like Young will be the first one. Here he comes. Shapes to pass it. Didn't fall for that one, did Padua? So this will be... Big fella flies through the air there. There's LaFranchi. That's another name that's interesting.
It's another name, the son of Anthony LaFranchi, the former Titans stalwart.
Just throwing the bathwater out, but that'll be 6 more to go. Well, lucky there for Marymount. It was a terrible pass from dummy half.
They're fortunate for Marymount that they get the ball back off that, because there was a wayward pass. Padua trying to pick it up, not able to pick it up, and they're the ones you love to pick up, as we see the replay here. Just a little bit of a sort of a harbour bridge pass, and when you're down to 12 men, they're the balls you really want to jump on, but unlucky. Now the field right behind us, you can see some legs in the top of your screen now. Those legs in the top of your screen belong to Ignatius Park College, so that's where the Iggy Park and Emmaus Rockhampton match is happening, right behind this field.
Oh, flying onto his coach at pace, knows where the try line is, and Marymount capitalise. And they open the scoring 4-0 right underneath the crossbar.
Well, that was the play we mentioned earlier. Philip Coates, year 11 this year. Brother of Xavier, another Marymount College old boy, Confro regular. And his brother looks like him and has got some good skills as well. Ran a great line there. Set move. They've obviously worked them really well through Coach Matt Geyer. And they've had a few games already. Again, teams that have already played a bit. They played in the Titans Cup on the Gold Coast, played well, won some games there, and they're able to bring that cohesion here. At a time where you start to feel the pinch a bit, game 3 here in less than 24 hours for these boys. So you start to feel a little bit, and as we see out there, the contact's heavy. These are not touch footy games, so that's a confident start for Marymount, with Padua trying to just defend with their 12 players.
Conversion is successful, so 6-0.
And here's that replay again where we saw a set move before, another scrum that was well executed, didn't come off. There's a run around, just enough confusion there in the defensive line. A nice play for the try for the 6-0 lead. Now, you mentioned those names, By, LaFranchi. This has been a school that has really embraced Confro over the years. Marymount, they were semi-finalists for the first time ever in Bundaberg in 2019, and the that meant a lot to the school and meant a lot to Matt Geyer at the time. And I think that team did have Matt's son Cole in there. Cole Geyer, who played Host Plus Cup for East Tigers last weekend. So there's plenty of names of well-known NRL players who seem to go to Marymount and play well.
See Matt Geyer down the right-hand side putting some instructions to Jax Damro. So Coates now. Coates still going as Coates. Throws it back in, but not before the touchy's flag goes up. So just scooted with the chalk a bit too much there.
Yeah, and you'll see a player like Xavier Coates. Hard to believe, sorry, Philip Coates. Hard to believe he's grade 11 with a build like that, but he is. And just love these young fellas. They just back themselves. Good work from Padua. 2 men in the tackle in the end. They did really well to put him over the sideline and get some ball in okay position.
Called held, so yeah. Get to play it again. Right on the cricket pitch. Wants to go back a little bit further. I think they need to go back that little bit further because the in goals are like pretty small. So any inch counts. Nicholas Hickchie. I think he actually scored a try for Padua in game 1. Here on yesterday.
This is a great facility, this one, with 6 grounds here that enable this tournament. But I can tell you the in goals on field 6, they make the English rugby league grounds look big.
That is tiny.
You want to be precise on field 6.
Here they go. Dylan, chance out the back. Oh, not a great pass from Humphreys. Comes up with an error that is Willie Webster. Not his fault. Wasn't a great offload.
No, there's some promise down that side there too. With some room on the right there. They had that earlier as well. So they'll be interesting to see where they go here.
Both sides loving to use every, I think it's 75 metres across. Trying to play some expansive footy.
Padua now back to 13 men. So that sin binning is over.
Didn't cost them 1 try.
5 minutes in a 40-minute game. And so they're back to 13 men.
Coach scoring while he was in the sin bin. Looking for an offload, doesn't do so. Tackle there from Rogers. Covers commentator's side. Tight and ring now. Jeez, the referee's got him back a distance and a half.
That wouldn't have been a distance favourable to you in your playing days, John.
Nice.
It'll keep these guys...
Go back to the 7 metre days.
Keep these guys moving quickly, but it's a consistent margin.
That's correct. Yeah. Oh, no. Wow. Charlie Sewell will catch that in his porridge.
And
spills that.
The advantage of a bit of kick pressure, and that was from kick pressure. He had a quick look up just to see who was coming through, and it was just enough to do it. And when you talk to Darren Lockyer and the likes about what he looks for as a State of Origin selector, this is one of the big things he looks for, are those little things. Who's putting the kick pressure on? Who's winning the kick chase as an obstruction penalty comes in?
I don't think it's fair because he actually stayed on this side of the player. Now, whether that player actually took out a defender, I'm not sure, but I think they've been hard done by here, Padua. He throws the pass, stays on his line, and still takes the tackle. He didn't go around his player, but anyway. Yes, he ran into a defender, but I don't think it made any difference. Anyway, Marymount with some relief here.
A chance here. Yeah, Darren Lockyer talking about those little things which he values so highly, which he thinks people like Ruben Cotter do so well as a second penalty comes here. And they're the little things that can be so helpful here, especially deep into tournaments when you get tired. Kick chase, kick pressure, who's covering that little defensive hole next to you, all those types of things. And, we'll see that this afternoon and Thursday and Friday.
Nicholas Hitchie, good ball and all tackle around the ball carrier. Here's this man again in Cody Young. Got himself an Academy Award for that last play to get the penalty. I thought some gyration and short ball. Oh, they're on fire here. Marymount, the big back rower goes over and Cooper by. The big green headgear goes over the chalk. Second try. Back off penalty from Padua.
They've run some nice lines today. We saw Philip Coates run the line, and now we see a relative of another NRL player run a pretty good line here as well. They head out to the right on the replay. Just a hold up. By gets himself into a hole, and he's got enough speed. Some of these boys here at this age, they still have great speed, these big forwards, and they can find the try line. Put an open try line in front of a big forward, you'll see speed you've never seen from them before.
Yeah, you're not going to see a pass either. Just keep going head down, but yeah, this is the pace, all right. Some of them, if they're young enough, might see them in 2032 with the baton in their hand. Thundering down over at the Gabba, the Olympics.
If they're not following relatives into the full-time rugby league world.
True. Well, 8 years away, these guys will be in their prime in their mid-20s. There's a lot of talent. Has just had John Buchanan on here. He's a coaching development officer for Winner Manly, so a couple of their players playing at Iona, but they're always on the lookout for other talent, as some NRL scouts. Conversion. Looks good. It's real good. Oh, all of a sudden the goal kicking has come to the party in the last couple of games. No breeze.
And those points are really handy in terms of points differential, as we see the replay again. Padua doing their best to come across and cover, but that little hole there was just enough for By to score. So we'll give you an update from the other field soon. Marymount's doing their part here, being in front by 12 points at the moment as they try to get a strong differential, but the outcome will depend on Emmaus Rockhampton and Ignatius Park College, which looks pretty tight on the other field at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't seen any collective of players in the in-goal areas, held, says the referee. Good tackle there from the halfback and Brock Dillon. It's Cody Young again. Good ball carry, Cody Young, trying to get a penalty this time, doesn't get it. Cooper By. Son gets a head down. Well, I don't know what the referee's getting tired, but the 10 metres is actually now 10 now. Oh no, he's got him back 11, last tackle. Chases, a blue army, a wall is coming up, allowed to bounce. Oh, I thought for sure. Defence into attack here. Here's an opportunity. Goes back into the field of play to the fullback and Humphreys. Humphreys gets the offload now to Webster. Webster's still going. Webster's going to be pulled down. Cover defence comes across there from Alex Davidson.
Oh, schoolboy footy at its best right there. Could have been action at both ends of the field. Padua have done a great job here to seize the opportunity. They've counted and they're within distance.
Ryan Andrew has to play the ball. Now the back rower there and Caleb Johnson. Throws a dummy, no way through there. He's not held up, he's just short. Catch and pass. Oh, defence from Marymount is on point. Last tackle now here for Padua. Wobbly old pass picked up on his shoelaces there by Rogers. Puts a crossfield kick directly across. Takes the catch in the corner there. Rolls it back here now for Isaac Bowl. And he'll take the tackle, and that'll be a changeover.
Some enterprising stuff. It was a great passage of play from both ends. The kick chase from Marymount was superb earlier, but the downfall of a kick chase like that is you've got no one behind you if you don't happen to get it. This penalty will not help Padua, but great counter by Humphreys, and even that set. Now they didn't get across the line, but geez, some good skill in that. Yeah. In that from Padua, the passes, the catch of the kick and the offload, just some really good skills there. So they didn't get a try out of it, but it was good to watch.
They just want their fair share of footy. Again with
footy in field position.
Yeah. Well, field position they look dangerous. Actually got Matt Geyer out running the water. Still going Marymount. It's a good carry there going forward there as Hughes. Oh, Matt's on the sideline. Geez, he looks like him. No offence, Matt.
There's the voice of Matt Geyer coming through just to...
Yeah. Actually, the guy's like 20 years old. Jeez, guys, going to kill me. Again, rolls it out the back here. It's a chance here for Pedlow. Long ball out, trying to get into the corner. Marymount player, he pops it out the back. Razzle-dazzle footy here from Marymount. try time. Is he going to get across the line? He's short. Quick play the ball. Driving, looking for his second try here, and Cooper by. Held up, half time. Well, the scoreboard says it's all Marymount, but Padua have had their opportunities. They could well and truly turn it around in the second half.
If Padua doesn't manage to win this game, they have had some great patches of play which they should be happy with, as we see these highlights from the first half. There's Philip Coates on the charge through a 12-man Padua at the time with the sin bin, and then the second one. Beautiful ball for By to cross and score that try. So that were the two tries. It just felt like there was so much more attack in that half than two tries, but we've got a 12-0 score. We've seen Padua come back from these types of scorelines before in Confro, so they'll have that in them in the second half.
Second half coming up very, very shortly. It's 12-0 in favour of Marymount. Confraternity 2023.
We see you working hard, juggling, dreaming, climbing. We see your ambition, your dedication. We see you gaining confidence in our spaces and on our screens. Yeah, we see you doing more and going further. With CQ University Australia, it's time to be what you want to be.
This is a city where the sun shines all year, where we sing when we're winning, and we play without fear. This city is a family, and families stick together. We've always been in it to win it. This city never says never.
One, two, three, Padua. They pump themselves up here, Padua. They're down 12 points to nil. 2 converted tries. They've looked promising with ball in hand. Michael Crutcher, I'm sure the words of wisdom from Padua will ring true. They don't want to go 0-3 as they walk past the huddle of Marymount.
I'll tell you, if they do go 0-3, if they happen to, there wouldn't have been too many teams that have gone 0-3 and played with some of the skill levels that Padua have showed over the last 2 days. Yeah, they haven't got a win so far. They're behind here at half time, but gee, they've had some good patches of play.
Yeah, they're coming off a great rugby union season. So Hooter's gone.
Now we've got a situation on the other field, Ignatius Park College, and Emmaus Rockhampton, where it's 0-0 at half time. So a lot hinges on this 20 minutes in terms of the destinies of different teams for this Confraternity Shield 2023. And when we say Confraternity Shield, that's the top prize of all the teams here. The Confraternity Shield goes to the team in Division 1 that wins.
Oh, Young comes up an error.
And then what happens after this round now? So there's 16 teams in Division 1, same as Division 2. What happens after this game here? The 16 teams will divide into 2 pools. The top 8 teams will then play for the Confraternity Shield. The bottom 8 teams in Div 1 will play for the Bob Linder Trophy.
Right. And
the Bob Linder Trophy's got its own history here. It's sought after. It's still a really high grade, so we're about to see what happens.
Well, all hinging on this one. They're leading 12-0. Referee says pack that scrum again. As we can see, it's like Ignatius Park threatening the try line on the field top left. We've got 12-0 for Padua try to race. There's an opportunity now, 20 metres out. A set play from the back of the scrum. We've seen a lot of tries from set plays from the scrum. Not very often you see the lock forward out there in the middle of the back line. Oliver O'Regan. Dylan turns up an underball now here for Luke Parkin. Just need to play patient footy, as Michael Crutch has said. Although they haven't had a couple of wins, they haven't scored yet. They've looked threatening every time they had the footy in their end zone. Humphreys. Rogers goes behind it, just a little bit clunky. 6 more to go, says the referee. Rogers again a dummy half. Humphreys, that goes instead of the hands of Oliver Conroy. Corey. Play out the back. Catch and pass. Here's a chance. Fullback and Humphreys is there. Stands in the tackle. Not for driving forward with the legs. Gets within a couple of metres. Dummy half is Dylan. Face ball. Trying to weave his way through there. Buys in the way in defence. Bullet pass, crash ball as he got it over. The referee's right there. He's held up.
No, that was a great pass, a great take, and the defence was just as good to hold that player up. That was pretty good patch from everyone involved there.
Went like a bullet, that pass. Knocked the post over his head. Hit it. Ball out in front here for Dylan. Trying to get through there, Dylan just grabbed by the ankles. Bit of a tackle over the top. Last tackle now here for Padua. Throws a dummy, scores a try. And Jaden Celine, I thought it had broken down there, Michael Crutcher, briefly, but he's backed himself. He's ducked underneath a couple of high shots. And Padua are on the board.
They are on the board. They deserved it. We've said that a few times. Just gets the ball. He's just got that motion where he can be really difficult to predict. He weaved his way through there, Jaden Celine.
Well, the first thing he saw his Cupid by went on run that way. I'll step off my left and try another way through, and then off his right and over the chalk he goes. Pretty good spot here for the conversion attempt.
And now on the far field, Emmaus Rockhampton have just scored a try against Ignatius Park to open the scoring in that match. So this is so tight at the moment because the -4 points for Marymount from that try will impact them because these teams are quite close in terms of points differential. So if Marymount won this game, they go to 3 points. If Ignatius Park College lost that game over there, they'd stay on 3 as that kick goes to the right. And it would then come down to the points differential. So here's the replay here. We just see, again, he's got the bit of the build and the headgear and the movements of Stephen Larkham in his rugby union days.
There you go.
It just said that it just reminded me a bit of Stephen Larkham and the way that he's so deceptive in his movement. And that was a really good individual try in the end. So it's 12-4, so it's +8 to Marymount here at the moment. It's -4 over to Ignatius Park currently in that game. So this is really nail-biting stuff if you're looking to see who'll go through. If you're a Ignatius Park College fan, they have not lost a game at Confraternity Carnival since 2018. They're currently down 4-0.
Yeah, the draw yesterday, so yeah, you're right, undefeated, but Padua here's the chance now.
Finn Dalton making a bust here for Padua now. Great run, Finn Dalton. He's a deceptive player. He's played a lot of hooker in his junior games too.
Andrew stands in the tackle. Offload now, another big body. Morsbergen.
They're finishing pretty strongly here at the moment, Padua.
We expected that, didn't we? Celine gets the offload. And last tackle now. They're a bit flat here, so Celine hangs on to the footy, and they're going to take that tackle 10 out. The changeover. So Padua just playing patient footy, getting good field position.
That was a great run. Finn Dalton set that up with that bust. Good run, 30 metres or so, that got Padua on the front foot. Marymount just need to get themselves rolling here. We're 6 minutes into this half and they've not really got themselves into great position yet. So it's a chance for them to get down there if they can. But we'll see Padua. We've seen them before. They've got a culture at that school where they really dig deep. We've seen that at Confro before. So they'll finish with fitness. We know that.
Right, Damrow. Carry with Young, takes it around his bootlaces, drives forward and gets a push back tackle there from Finn Dalton. 12 short of halfway. We come to this broadcast side. Shoveling tackle there from Nate Clark.
So about a 40-metre gain on that set of 6. So good defence from Padua, good kick chase there.
Takes it. So Padua, that's the 30-metre line. So good defensive set, sets up a field position for Will Webster. Get to the 40. Penalty. Oh, lock on. He had a little look back to the tackler to say Ryan Andrew had knocked it on, and he had. The referee noticed that. The touches are wide with the referee, so they are in communication.
Yeah, they've done really well in those recent sets there, Padua, but the chances are the one that Marymount was looking for. They'll get the ball here on a scrum 40 metres out from the Padua line. Still 4-0 across in the Emmaus Iggy Park game. So 4-0 there, 12-4 here in favour of Marymount.
Well, the 12 minutes remaining, 12-4. Padua have to defend it against the set play. They've got a 4-2, both of them, defensively and attacking. Damrow takes the first carry, almost to the 30-metre line. They've got a deep back line, a big blue diagonal. You can see By pointing. He might want the footy on the fly. No, they'll throw another forward at the line. This is Hughes. Straight towards the uprights is Hughes. Options left and right. They come to the right-hand side. Dart from dummy half here from Pedlow. And Pedlow looking for a quick play. The ball gets it with Smith. Smith goes to run himself, and Smith trying to get through there as the fullback stands in the attack. Last says the referee. By looking for a second try. By, is he strong enough? No, Padua is stronger.
Good defence from Padua on their line there. That pass just not quite pinpoint for By to get it. He just had to hold up there a bit, but Padua's got a task to get out here. Let's see what Marymount can do. Now, on my maths currently, on a live ladder, yes, you're right. My maths, I take it with a massive asterisk. But if these games would have finished now with these points, Ignatius Park would finish on 3. Marymount would finish on 3. Ignatius Park would go through to the quarterfinals on a +6 differential in their favour. 6-point differential in their favour. So Marymount will need to score or have Emmaus continue to score over there. But at the moment, they've got 10 minutes to try to get some points here against a dangerous Padua team. It's not going to be easy at all.
Well, that's well, I can't hear any cheering, so it must be 40-20.
Not a 40-20.
But it did go out just inside the 40-22. So Padua will defend now. We see Marymount throw it around. So Marymount are through regardless.
No, Marymount. Emmaus College Rockhampton will go through to the quarterfinals. But it's a matter of whether they go through on top or they go through second. And they have just scored in the corner. Emmaus Rockhampton
Whoa, they're happy over there.
So there's 4 points to help. So currently Marymount College are 2 points behind on points differential. 2 points with a kick to come. over there for Emmaus Rockhampton. So this is getting really tight in the last 10 minutes of the pool games.
End over end. Excuse me, yes. Shout out there to Michael Chettle who's tuning in, saying I need some honey in my throat. Well, or a fisherman's friend.
Don't you have some sort of stockpile here?
I do have some stuff here. But
you've only commentated for 12 hours the last 2 days. I can't believe your voice isn't holding up.
Well, it's the singing in the shower that's my nemesis, Michael Crutcher. Bit of Marilyn Manson at 4 a.m. Not good for anyone's voice.
You can have that on your own.
Oh, tell you what. Should we take it on the road? Rogers at 10 metres out from the halfway. Going sideways, trying to find a way through here, but the defence there through Jim Pedlow. Blindside, they have numbers, puts a kick on that is so lean. Fullback waits for it, takes it nicely, but there's a good kick chase here from Padua, and that's the 20-metre line.
Yeah, see, they can bring it out here again. We've got about 8 minutes to go here. Marymount will need more points, or they'll need another try from Emmaus over there. As the Emmaus conversion is successful. From the sideline, Emmaus have converted. There's 2 more points to the favour of Marymount. That locks us up on points differential now. And I don't know what the rule is if these scores stay the same.
Does it go to halves?
I don't know. The teams drew yesterday.
Oh, right.
The teams drew yesterday, so we can't separate that by a tiebreaker as such. And that'll
Padua knocked it on.
Knock on first from Marymount, I think we'll find. So the scrum fee will go to Padua here.
Good old paper, rock, scissors always comes to the fore. Yeah, it'll be interesting. That's up for Mark and Johnny to work out.
For greater minds than mine. But that's a wide pool of people to draw from.
Well, as we said, not over yet. See Ignatius Park threatening the line of Emmaus on the other field here. As Padua to get a push in the scrum here. Loping pass here for Clark. Look out, there's some space out wide. Presence of mind to go back into the field of play, and that's wise from the ball carrier there in Bowl. Now they go back midfield. Field number 1 here. Confraternity 2023 brought to you by Central Queensland University. Good defence here from Marymount, trying to suffocate the progress here from Padua on the back of a kick. Well, a kick early. Winger's not back there. It has to be Ryan who'll go back and tidy it up, and Ryan gets the footy. Celine comes through and makes a good tackle.
Yeah, so what have Marymount got? It'll be interesting to see. They ran some great lines earlier on for those 2 tries. We saw that. Padua's been great in defence since, just preventing Marymount from really getting a roll on.
Galea having trouble getting it. Galea, that's another name.
Interested to see what happens with the likes. We know that the skill of Phillip Coates here, Hadley Smith, Ryder Damrow have been really strong in the Titans Cup. Here comes Coates now.
Well, this is probably only the second time I've called his name. He scored a try. He has been a bit quiet, Coates, unless I've just missed him in play.
And we know that these really skillful players can really shine in the last 5 or so minutes of these games.
Well, Frankie thunders up the middle of field number 1. Last tackle now here for Marymount. Pedlow puts a kick in as they've been played, but Celine's going to come up with the footy, so Padua have the nut. Dummy half is Isaac Bowl. He'll take the carry and the tackle of Smith. Short ball. Corby bounces off one. Corby doesn't get away from the second one as he monstered by LaFranchi. One out, Stuffy. Kyle Mitchell doesn't get to the halfway line.
Ignatius Park College has just gone over the line, and a double movement has been ruled, so no try to Ignatius Park College.
Cut out ball, space out wide here for Padua. Andrew gives the offload now to the winger there, and Webster kicks it infield. This thing's alive. Foot race. Oh, does he get a hand to it? Pushes it down. I think Padua has scored it. It's a double knock on, I think you find, from Marymount, and Padua will come up with a try right underneath the sticks.
That is a try. That ball was going everywhere. Well, there's so much happening here at the moment. Let's have a look at that. Over halfway There's a space out on the right. They did really well and found that space. Drew that man again.
What a kick.
Great idea to kick back across the field.
Tiny
Fantastic.
goal too,
and that, of course, had the fullback out of position because he was across. Ball goes backwards. Picked up by Padua, and they deserved that. And I tell you what, at 12 points to 10 here, 4 minutes to go, this game is far from over.
Certainly, Padua, we said it all along, they get some field position, but expansive play, their chance in the end, going wide for a long pass, and Will Webster, lovely kick back in. But remember, Jaden Celine just hung with that ball after a grubber kick and was able to pick it up, and then Padua find themselves at the other end of the field, and that's going to go into the sun. Allowed to bounce, look out, cool. Gets a good bounce there. There's Brock Dillon.
And at the other end of the field, Emmaus College Rockhampton have just scored again. So even though Marymount let a try in, a converted try, to put them -6 on Ignatius Park College, Emmaus has scored in front of the post to turn that back. So we're going to see a differential that's the same potentially, as we have a knock-on and a big chance for Marymount here.
Well, the biggest thing to come out of that if they would get beaten is actually the fact that they've got beaten.
They've got beaten, but they...
Yeah, let alone the...
We'll have to see what happens. And if that's the score, and we're trying to follow the score from here, but if that's the score, it may be that Marymount needs a field goal here, for instance. Maybe. But again, we just can't be sure of what these scores are. So
2.5 minutes remaining. Pedlow gives it off to Philip Coates. Philip Coates takes a tackle, a good one there from Isaac Bowl. Dummy half Galea. By thrown onto his back. Hayden Smith, dummy half first. Oh, knock on Marymount. Wasn't a great pass. Oscar LaFranchi. Well, there's not much he could do about that pass. It was pretty ordinary. Around his ankles. Gets the knock on. Just have a look at this. It's rises behind him and down behind his knee. So scrum here for Padua. Under 2 minutes remaining. Do they go that right-hand side again? Time will tell. I don't think Marymount will get another set of 6 or touch of the footy unless there's an error from Padua. They're trying to force. Parkin. Marymount doing their best to try and dislodge the footy with some big hits, and they get it. They need to pack the scrum lickety-split. A minute remaining. Padua come across. Not as enthusiastic about packing the scrum, but they are behind on the scoreboard, so they should actually show some enterprise and try and get in there, Michael.
Yeah, so there's a game to win here for Padua. There's a game for win to Marymount. We're a minute to go in this game, and I believe that Marymount and Ignatius Park College are level on points differential with a minute to go in both games. This is a really big minute.
Luke White with a carry. The message has probably gone out. You could hear, I thought I heard someone screaming field goal. LaFranchi. Young at first receiver.
30 seconds on the clock.
Throws a dummy. Damrow rolls it out the back, dived on by LaFranchi. Not sure if they know Michael Crutcher, but they're heading towards the uprights. 10 seconds remaining, last tackle. Pedlow. Crossfield kick. Coates is underneath it. Coates has still got the footy. Throws a dummy. Flick pass. Try. And Hadley Smith will score a try after the hooter. The referee is going to say it's a try.
And that could be the try
survive.
that
Wow.
sends Marymount into the quarterfinals, if you can believe that. That could be the try that knocks out Ignatius Park College's Confraternity Shield defence. If the scores hold, and we think they have held, that has got Marymount with their target here back to their centre in Philip Coates, who finds Hadley Smith, who was their player of the Carnival and the Titans Cup, coming around. The Coates-Smith combination if you can believe that. Wow.
Well,
we think the numbers are right. We think they're right.
I need to apologise to Padua because I did say I hadn't been calling Coates' name very often, and all of a sudden he's got the pill, keeps it alive. Presence of mind for Smith to get that one, which is, gee,
That's
what a game of rugby league.
the John Devine touch, and that is something.
Mate, I'm telling you right now, if you want something turned into coal, I'm your man. So Sewell will convert the try, so full time 18 points to 10. Well, we'll get the stats of all that. Michael Crutcher, we'll let you go. We're going to wrap it up here, but Marymount 18 points to 10. What a game of rugby league.
And we should see this afternoon Marymount in the quarterfinals this afternoon. The finals are about to start.
Talk to you soon.